Well, just update, I'm here with the Corolla. So she's still waiting for a transmission. What sucks is, so the first one that came was damaged, had a hole in it. So had to send that one back. The second one came in this week, but it's throwing a code for the K solenoid. The issue with the first transmission was the J solenoid and the torque converter. So now this has to go back, and now we're looking for a third transmission. And it's just crazy because this car has already been traded in, it's official. So it's as soon as this gets in here, it's going straight to the dealer. But it just sucks, man. It sucks to see her go, and you know, things happen for a reason, and it's unfortunate. And you know, I'm just kind of taking everything out of the car right now. In the meantime, while she's just sitting, it's been a couple weeks now, so hopefully we can get this sorted out soon, and she'll go back to the dealer and have a new transmission. And yeah, that's it. And parting ways with the Corolla. Holy macaroni. Welcome, guys. So yeah, happy 8/6 day. I was not going to post this video till later, but I realized, you know, today's 8/6. What better day to post it now, right? As you guys know, you saw in the previous clip, the CVT Corolla took a crap that 2020 at 20,000 miles took a poo-poo. The transmission failed, torque converter failed, and it was a known issue that happened on 2019 models, and then I got hit by it. I also found out that 4 other users got hit by it. But unfortunately, I was not covered because I told them I was at a driver education event with NASA. So that sucks. So right now, I paid out of pocket, getting it fixed, and traded into the dealer. So how I came across this guy is basically a buddy of mine works at Toyota dealer. You know, shout out to Max. But he told me, he's like, hey man, I got a car coming in for you I think you might be interested in. And I was like, what is it? And he's like, it's a GR86 automatic. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know, I'm not really, wasn't even looking at those, but what's the scoop on it? And he's like, yeah, I just think for what you do, it'd be a good car. And basically, I was like, well, what color is it? And he's like, it's white. I was like, oh. You know, so you know me, I love white cars. White is like the best color. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out. 2 weeks go by, car has arrived, and you know, he put my name on and everything, so I would be the first one to look at it. So I went in and looked at it. I fell in love. I mean, this is one of the cars, when you see the pictures, it looks okay. I mean, it didn't really grab you, but when you see it in person, my God, this thing was sitting in a room, and it was just stunting, just sitting there. It's a very sexy car. And then when we went for the test drive, you know, you felt like it was in a jet. I was like, holy crap, this is not what I'm used to, you know, because if you look at my past projects, the Fujibo one through 5. It was a Legacy GT, a Forester, a RAV4, the Corolla Hatch, the Honda Fit. So these are all cars that are just kind of very basic, you know, kind of economy cars. This is my first time being in a sports car designed to be like driven on the track. So it's just very exciting to see something like this. And you know, I still believe in Toyota as a brand, and you know, I have a lot of respect for them, and you know, and I love Subaru too. So this has best of both worlds. I mean, you got the Subaru engine, and obviously I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of the stories of the RTV filing silicone and pickup pan, and you know, yeah, I've been on the 86 org forums, so I have a build thread there. I have an Instagram page that I started, so I'm looking forward to really building this and just documenting my experience. But yeah, so I fell in love with the car, and I was like, you know, I had to think about it. The next day, went up, I was like, dude, let's do it. Signed the papers. They got the Rolla, I got this, and haven't looked back since. And I am so happy because this car just drives great. It's really unlike anything I've ever driven in the past, and being rear wheel drive. I had a Mustang before that was a 6-cylinder. I gotten a lot of accidents with that. Maybe it's because I'm Asian, I don't know. But either way, I wrecked a couple times in it, and it sucked. So it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for rear wheel drive. But I'm looking forward to learning this car, especially, you know, once Toyota straightens everything out with the HPDE part, driver education. You know, a huge shout out to Blake. He's the one who had his engine failure, and they quoted him 11 grand for that. And you know, the community pulled together, and the social media, power social media, and articles from like Road and Track and The Drive, and all that bringing to Toyota's attention help take care of Blake, and it's hopefully paving the way for us future GR86 owners, that, you know, we can make sure that we're not suffered by that. But a lot of people are doing the pan drop and finding stuff in it and cleaning it out. So we don't know yet if that's going to void the warranty. Hopefully not, but it's something, seems like it's simple enough to do. But I don't know if it's something worth doing later on too, if there's still any more, you know, in there, if it's only during the break-in period. But when I got this, it had 6 miles on it, and now it's got about 800, so I'm almost at that 1,000 mile marker. So we're probably gonna do that check. And but yeah, my buddy Ben, he has a first gen FRS, and you can see we did a tuner profile on his video, tuner profile video on his FRS. It's turbocharged with P tuning. So he's my 8.6 boys. But yeah, so now I've been just following, reading up on these cars left and right, and I mean, I started noticing more like BRZ 86s now more now, and it's just a car I never expected that I would be in, and I don't regret it. I'm really glad. It's all Max's fault. I blame him for putting that seed in my head, and I've been watching videos, and so just getting kind of inspiration, seeing what people are doing with these. And but yeah, for me, I'm going to keep very basic, very simple. I like to keep the 17s because I feel like 17 is a good balance for this car. I like the ride comfort, I like sidewall, but I do like these base wheels. They're really nice. So probably drop it like an inch with some lowering springs. I think Teen has some in RSR. And then for exhaust wise, I'm looking at either Borla, AWE, or NVIDIA. NVIDIA is probably looking the best right now for price and looks and sound. So that's probably going to be what I go with. Other than that, just a few little stuff like the phone holder, and then like a little crate in the back for storage. I mean, nothing major. Things I don't like about it right now, it's kind of annoying. Obviously, everyone talks about it, is the turn signals. I mean, you kind of get used to it, but I like it when it clicks. You know, like clack, 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 clickety clack, and then the center console. I mean, that's kind of like weird. A spot for drinks and stuff, especially if you have a straw, you're gonna always bending and hitting it. But I mean, what I like about it is very simple and straightforward for the design, and it's beautiful. Like, I love the gauges, the boot up screen, and when you put it in the track mode, you get that S2K style bar. It's really great, and I love it. But yeah, it's just cool to have a Toyota and Subaru, have that Subaru engine, and you know, this is great. It's my first sports car that I've had, so it's going to be a great learning experience for sure. And I look forward to sharing that experience with you guys. And but other than that, I mean, like I said, I love the way the style is. The style reminds me of like the Mitsubishi FTO. I've only seen a Gaming Gran Turismo, but it looks like a mono version of that. But you know, front looks like a Porsche Macan, and I don't know. It's a great looking car. I love it. And I do like the styling slightly over the BRZ, the front bumper, I mean, but the BRZ, they got that cool little driving lights. I'm a little jealous of that. I wish I could get that, but hopefully they'll design something similar. But I probably plan to get the OEM duckbill. I hate that word duckbill, you know, it makes me not want to get it, but I like the way it looks, so I plan on getting that. Other than that, let's go for a drive and talk about how she rides. Boop, boop, boop. Ooh. Somebody that I got a chopper in the car. Guys, we are here. We are in the GR86. Whew. And man, I love this car, man. This is like I said, this is my first experience with the 86 and FRS slash BRZ brand. And man, I had no idea. Like, so I can't really compare this to the first gen, so I don't know. You know, I always hear about the torque dip. You know, I never heard about that. So but all I know is this thing is solid, man. When I first got in for the test drive, you know, I fell in love. Like, I was like, you literally feel like you're in like a little, like a fighter jet cockpit. I mean, you're just hugged in, and you're just, it's got such tight steering feeling, and oh my God, it's just, it's amazing. And you know, I just love the simplicity of the interior. I mean, everything is just laid out great. The only thing obviously I don't like is like the cup holder is kind of like a weird spot. I got, you know, big elbows, so I'll be hitting stuff. But I love the shift knob. Got the GR here, the little climate control. It's just I love the simplistic, how simple it is. And another thing I love is the e-brake, because I didn't like that in the Corolla hatch. It had the electronic parking brake thing, and that thing was so annoying. And you know, when you want to do your own pads, like, you have to, I knew you could put it in, like, you know, service mode or whatever, but that's the one, you just crank it up and go. Keep the regular e-brakes. We don't want no electronic crap. But yeah, other than that, I mean, this thing, it's automatic, so it does have the sensors. It has the eyesight from Subaru, and it's cool. You know, it's a good safety stuff in there. And you know, when you hold down track mode, it turns off traction control, and it brings up like the S2K style gauge, which is sweet. But yeah, this car is great, man. Like, when you first start it up, you get the boot up screen. I love that, because like it's like an experience, man, when you get into this thing, and it's great. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for it so far, and you know, hopefully we'll find out what Toyota says, more clarity on the HPDE thing, and as far as like that, you know, is that going to void a warranty? Because it happened to me when I had the Corolla, but then again, the Corolla wasn't like Gazoo racing. It wasn't designed for it, but still, it's not racing though, technically. So like, that's where I'm at. So I want that to be clear first before I even go out there and even try it. But other than that, you know, the car will be stock, and as stock form, man, it pulls really good. Like, I'm very impressed. I mean, usually with 4-cylinder naturally aspirated automatics, they're usually very lackluster. Like, I want to say like the Toyota Celica, they had the GT and the GTS. The GTS automatic and the GTS 6-speed was a night and day difference. You know, you still had lift in the automatic, but it was still a dog. When you get 6-speed, that's when you're like really rolling around. I think that car was probably around 2,800 pounds as well. But this car is about 2,800, I believe. And with me, I'm like 320, so that'll put it around 3,100 something. But like I said, I don't care. I mean, like I said before, I'm not a horsepower, I'm not a numbers guy. Numbers don't do a lot for me. Like, you can have 5,000 horsepower, and it's not gonna like, oh, okay, that's cool, I guess. You 0 to 60, that's fast. But for me, man, it's all about the feel and how it looks. Like, the most important things to me is, you know, does it look great? You know, and how does it feel when you're driving? Do you feel like you're in control? Do you feel like it's